Now, this trip, and the constant flooding of picks, right? Is Trump, Susan, flooding the zone with bad candidates to exhaust Republican senators who might want to resist some of his picks? Like, it's like they focus on one and they're like, oh, God, here comes another one. Oh, here's another one. There's no time to sort of parse out what one might mean before the next one arrives.
Well, that could have been the case if he started making these potential announcements in the end of December or early January. The fact that he's given so much time on the clock to let people investigate, to speak out, to let the candidates, frankly, put their foot in their mouth more and more times over the next 50 days. That's what is if you're trying to flood the zone, you try and do it quickly. You try and get away with it. And that was, I think, the biggest miscalculation politically for Donald Trump. Obviously, these picks are payback, and Donald Trump rewards loyalty. I remind the members of the Senate that he only repays loyalty to him. He will turn on you, though, if you go against him in any shape or way. And so even if you once support a Kash Patel, it doesn't mean Kash Patel is going to not flip on you if you don't do a vote that the president likes 6 months into his administration. You know, the other thing I'd just like to highlight about Kash Patel and that clip is if I were the Democrats, I would be highlighting over and over. That sounds like defund the FBI. Why does Kash Patel want a weaker FBI, less law enforcement out there? Because that's exactly what he's proposing.
Wow. David, let's take a listen to some of what Patel told Steve Bannon last December about those that he would target. Yeah. Here it is.
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out.
Do you think any Republican senators, David, are going to be freaked out by this overt intimidation of the Fourth Estate?
I'm afraid they may not. I mean, there's already been a move in many states, including Florida, but you hear national politicians about weakening the protections for journalists, trying to test before the Supreme Court the landmark decision from, I believe, 72, and change the protections that are given to revealing sources, to protection of anonymous sources. Frankly, the standard, the burden for anonymous sources in the state of Florida was proposed to be made presumably false if there's an anonymous tip. So I think Congress, Republicans in Congress, might actually go along with what Kash Patel might try to do with the media. I think what's coming together, Alex, is Donald Trump sees an opportunity to rewrite his first administration. If you look at the departments and then the Fourth Estate and the media that were most critical of Donald Trump, that had investigative authority, he is trying to now investigate the investigators. So whether it's Pam Bondi at Justice, whether it's Tulsi Gabbard at DNI and Russia, whether it's Kash Patel at FBI, or whether it's changing the standard to go after the media, it's not just his revenge tour. It's also he feels like his first term has been presented unfairly. Take HHS and CDC with the handling of COVID. He is putting people there that will rewrite the history of the first term. It creates a very dangerous moment, but Donald Trump ultimately is following through on his promise. This is his retribution tour, and this is where it gets very dangerous. This is not something to overlook or to give equity to Donald Trump or say, I wonder if he's right about any of this. He's not. He's wrong. This is a moment of danger.
Kash Patel has made no secret of his desire to use the tools of federal law enforcement to settle political scores for his boss. I mean, he's talked about it pretty openly over and over and over again.
Any of the stuff that we're seeing right now, the word treason is thrown out quite often. Is it actual treason?
For who? For
fill in the anything, any of the stuff that's going on.
I mean, I think what so many of these guys did, whether it's Brennan, Clapper, Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Barr, Haspel, Esper, what have you, I think there's a lot of rule and law breaking. And I don't know that it ever gets to the level of treason singularly with any of them.